and this has to do with anybody who is discouraged that your goals and dreams and plans and even prophetic words that were spoken over you with a very definite deadline, shall we say, that this would happen sometime in the year 2020. And if it hasn't happened and you're discouraged, this is a word for you, okay? And this word actually is a scriptural word. It comes from Mark chapter 5. Remember the story where Jesus is healing a woman, or has healed a woman who had a flow of blood on the way to the home of Jairus, right? And so as he's on the way to Jairus's place, after the healing has happened, all of a sudden there's an entourage that comes from Jairus's home, and they basically, your daughter is dead, why trouble the teacher any further? Okay, and so friends, if you're just joining us, this is going to be a very, very quick stream. I'm just testing to see if I can see your comment on chat right on my app here. So please say hi. If you say hi, I'm going to give you a little gift at the end, okay? All right. And so they basically say, no, the girl's dead. We don't need Jesus anymore, okay? And so here Jesus responds to Jairus, the ruler of the synagogue. This is Mark chapter 5, verse 36. He says, do not fear, only believe. So on the one hand, everything's, there's no need for Jesus because the girl's dead. And so it's like, no, don't even bother him anymore. But what does Jesus say? Jesus said to Jairus, do not fear, only believe. And then he just keeps on going. And but he takes only 3 people with him, Peter, James, and John. And of course, there's a commotion, blah, blah, blah. Verse 41, he takes the little girl by hand and says, Talitha Kumi, which means little girl, I say to you, arise. Immediately the girl got up and began walking. She was 12 years of age, and they were immediately overcome with amazement. Okay, so here's the word that the Lord wants me to release to you. If you have been frustrated that the promises of God that you expect to be fulfilled at the end of 2020 have not come through yet, okay? I want you to remember this spot right now, where Jairus had hoped that Jesus would make it to his house in time to heal his daughter. But the girl has died. So there's no more need for healing. That's why, the people that came from his house said, don't bother the teacher anymore. We don't need him anymore. Because there's going to be no need for a healing because the girl's dead. But you notice what Jesus said? Don't be afraid. Do not fear. Only believe. And then what does he do? He raises the girl from the dead. Friends, we expect God to show up if he gives us a promise. We expect him to show up on time, not always our time, but at the promised time. And when that doesn't happen, we look like Jairus' entourage saying, you know what, it ain't going to happen, time to give up, all that kind of stuff. But Jesus says, don't fear, only believe. Yes, Jesus didn't come through for Jairus' daughter in the 11th hour. But Jesus came through for Jairus and his daughter in the 13th hour. I want you to believe in a God who's going to come through for you in the 13th hour. So just because it didn't happen in 2020 doesn't mean it is not going to happen. It is going to happen in 2021 for you. All right. So thank you for joining me. I pray that word was a blessing to those of you who did join.